Give the people a couple of minutes to get in, man. Give them a couple of minutes. Appreciate y'all being in the joint. Let's give the people a couple of minutes, man. GLG in the building. Kingdom Array. Alpha Sphere. Representing. Salute. What's good, man? What's good? Y'all put a one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me and see me like you're supposed to on this beautiful Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, depending on where you are. I appreciate everybody being in the joint, man. It's been super real. Hope everybody had a bang up week, man, and enjoyed your Sabbath day, man. And now everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Let's keep living, man. Let's keep living. All right. Got somebody putting 69 in the chat. So we about to go ahead and do what we got to do. Hey, man, if you want to be a part of this live chat, go to the main channel page on any of the on either of these channels. Well, for this particular type of content, go to the King Ray channel. King Ray Show. Next to the subscribe button, you'll see a join button. Click that join button. Come on back in, man. We will be here. This is what we do. This is what we do. So salute to everybody in the building. GLG, Jerry Kendrick, I see you, man. Supreme C, I see you in the building as well. SJ3, my brother, you know I saw you in the building. King Nod, I see you. Royal T, what's good, brother? D False, what's good, man? John C, I see you in the building. Been a minute, man. I am that I am. Been a minute, man. Good to see you as well. Charles Lee, what's good, Chuck? Supreme. The Mr. J, I see you in the building, man. See you in the building. Donnell Phillips, what's good, brother? What's good? So here's what I want to talk to y'all about, man. You got to be ready to live your alpha lifestyle. You got to be ready to live your blessed life. And in the alpha sphere, the most blessed lifestyle we can live is the alpha lifestyle, the high altitude lifestyle to be precise. But in the kingdom, we just keep it basic. We call it the blessed life. See, there's a life that you look at. Think about the life that you perceive as the most blessed life you could be living. And that's your high altitude lifestyle. Where would that be? Down to the simple ideas of life. What would you look at every morning when you woke up and look out your bedroom window? Do you want to see the mountains? Do you want to see the forest? Do you want to see the ocean? Do you want to see the projects? What do you want to see when you wake? See, the beginning of your day is when you wake up. What do you see when you first wake up? What do you hear when you first wake up? What do you smell when you first wake up? What's the first voice you hear when you first wake up? All of these things matter, and these are signs that you are prepared to pay the price for your blessed life, for your high altitude lifestyle. This is something you just wake up and do. You can have to work toward this, man, and you can have to have a well-made up mind before you can even develop the mindset that it takes to pursue this. D Brown, Mr. O with the info. Salute. Ripping that GLG. Salute to you, man. So we're going to talk about 10 signs you're ready to pay the price. Because there is a price. Very expensive price for your blessed high altitude life. There is a very expensive price. But the reward you get from that life offsets the price you have to pay for it. You understand what I'm saying? Let's look at it more as more of an investment. An investment in the beginning is a price that you have to pay. There's a price you have to pay to even have the possibility of reaping the dividend from that particular investment, right? And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Young Markel, what's good? So let's cover an elephant in the room, man. The first elephant is you're tired of being stuck in the same place. You're tired of being stuck in the place you are. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if where you are ain't where you want to be, if what you're doing ain't what you want to be doing, if who you're around ain't who you want to be around, those are the things that you must wake up every day miserable with your life. Until you wake up every day and you're miserable with at least one aspect of your life, the more the merrier, you're not going to be ready to pay the price for your blessed high altitude life. Because you, in some respect, you're going to feel like you're living it. If you are content with where you are, you won't pay the price, because contentment means I'm okay with this. I can settle for this. That's what contentment means. If you're content, that means I've settled for this. Why would you pay the price for something else when you are perfectly okay with what you have and you can keep the price? You ain't got to pay the price. You don't have to give up the things you have to give up. You don't have to do without the things you have to do out. You don't have to forego the things you have to forego. So let's get into this. You have to be tired of being sick and tired. Have to be tired of being stuck in place. You have to be tired of feeling like you're running on a hamster wheel. You're running, 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 but you ain't going nowhere, but you're running fast. People are passing you by, and you running faster than them. Your legs moving fast, but your body ain't going forward. You have to be sick and tired. Famo, salute. Now, the first step, the first sign that you're ready to pay the price for your blessed high altitude life is you stop being controlled by your five senses. See, as long as those five senses control you, you will forever be caught up in the life you're living right now. Those five senses are things that you can experience on this level of life. On the level of life you're on right now, that's where those five senses are. The woman you have that is pleasing you, that is on this level of life. The money that you're spending on whatever particular substances you're using, that is on this level of life. The abominable foods you're eating that taste oh so good going down, but make you feel oh so bad in the long run, that's on this level of life. Not getting enough rest, that's on this level of life. Not exercising, staying in shape, doing cardiovascular to make sure your heart is healthy, that's on this level of life. See, on this level of life, you focus on what looks, sounds, feels, smells, and tastes good. It doesn't matter if those things are good for you or not. That's not your concern. Your concern is that if you eat it, it tastes good. If you hear it, it sounds good. If you smell it, it smells good. If you feel it, it feels good. None of those things matter when it comes to paying the price for your high altitude life. You have to stop being controlled by your five senses. And listen, and it doesn't mean you're controlled by all five of them. If one of them controls you, all five of them control you. If you can't push away from abominable meats, abominable foods, unhealthy things, if you're not staying abreast of the things you're putting into your body and figuring out once these things that are scientifically made in a lab start to affect the human body in a negative manner, sucralose. Sucralose has now been found to contain things that change human DNA. Sucralose. You know you can't do stevia extract now with the what is erythritol in it. You know you can't do that. That causes ill effects. Not a sucralose causes ill effects, but you don't know this if you're dealing with your five senses. See, if once you stop living by your five senses, what you eat is always going to be natural. You're going to eat things in their most natural state. You're going to start to become more of a fruit and vegetable eater. I'm not saying you're going to completely stop eating meat. I'm not even saying it. You don't even have to do that. But the majority of what you eat, 80% of what you eat is going to be that. What you hear, you stop listening to things that turn your mind away from where you want to be. You stop listening to certain music. You stop listening to certain people. You stop taking in certain energy through your ears. You stop letting things into your ears that clouds your judgment to change your mind about what you want to do or steer you in the wrong direction. Everything you see, you suddenly realize that everything that glitters isn't gold. Everything that glitters isn't gold. Sometimes it's just a reflection of the sun on the water. And you about to give up all your substance for it because you think it's gold. You stop completely worrying about what you feel. You start to understand that emotional attachment is not good for you. Emotional connection is human nature. Emotional attachment is not. It's concentrated effort to emotionally attach. For a man, it is. You start to understand cleanliness is next to godliness, and so you hold yourself to a high hygiene standard the same way you hold other people to it as well. And say if you go to work and you stuck at work and you got to be around somebody that don't take care of their hygiene, there that starts to bombard your nose and you start to focus on getting yourself out of that position. If you got to hear things, people talking about things you don't want to hear at work or at school or at your mama house or wherever you are right now or living with your woman or wherever you are, you start to think about moving yourself from those environments because they're not conducive to you building the life that you want. Your blessed high altitude life, man. So what's going on, man? I see SJ3 saying YouTube, hey, what's going on, bro? Y'all can't hear me? Did something happen to the stream? Y'all let me know. Put a one in the chat, man, if you can still hear me. If you're having a problem with it, refresh it and then come back in. My levels and numbers and everything still looking good. All right, all right. Anytime you're in the stream, man, you have a problem, you see me still going on because I'm constantly looking at my levels. If you see it going on, then just refresh and come back in. There it is. Urban social media is the enemy of everything that you need to sacrifice to live the life that you want to live. The number two sign that you're ready to pay the price for your blessed high altitude life is you stop caring what people think or say about you, and definitely what they feel about you. You stop caring what people say, think, or feel about you. See, there's a point in life where shame and language is a heavy load for a man to carry. Oh man, they saying this about me, and they saying that about me, and they think this about me, and look what they saying about me, and then they say this right here, and then they do all of that. Man, none of that matters. None of that matters. None of that matters. That's when you know you're ready to pay the price that you need to pay to have the life that you want. Because you know what those people say, if it's not positive, it's not going to get you to where you're going. If it's not true and someone's saying it, you ain't got time to focus on that. You avoid your attachment to shaming language. There's all kind of shaming language going on out there. Man, let me tell you something. I've had new shaming language that I never heard come to me before. Absolutely new shaming language terms I've never heard before. And then people take things about you that you view as positive and call them negative. I had a woman telling me, yeah, it's your well, no way. It's always your well, no way. Like that's a negative thing. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It is. I'm glad you know. I'm glad you see it. But it was always with a negative connotation, like there was something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Man, I've been told, no, well, if you were a wise man, if you were alpha, then you would listen to my opinion on things too. You would listen to my no, I wouldn't. I don't want to. I don't care. I don't have time to care about your opinion. I don't have time to care about what you think. I don't have time to care about what you feel. Because contrary to what you might be doing, I am building the life that I want. I am building my blessed high altitude lifestyle. And if you want to be a part of that, get over there and just follow my lead. If you're not going to do that, go follow your own lead. But the shaming language will come. You must understand that as long as shaming language is making you stop, making you not focus or lose focus on the things you need to be focusing on, you are not ready to make the sacrifice because you don't have time to waste. Wasting time is the ultimate sign that you are not ready to make the sacrifice because all that time you wasting, you need to sacrifice that time. You don't have it to waste. You don't have it to play with. You don't have it to give to unworthy causes, unworthy people, unworthy situations. You don't have it to give, man. And you know I ain't making this up. You don't have that type of time to waste. Shaming language is one of the weakest tools that anybody can use against you. How they gonna shame you for you being you when you already knew who you were before they knew? Not suddenly they gonna say something to make you feel ashamed about who you already know you are. And also becoming what someone else wants you to be. That's the number one thing that shaming language does. Shaming language will wear on you if you allow it to and cause you to start making adjustments to yourself so you can become what someone else wants you to be. The problem is what only that one person wants you to be. See, what you're becoming is what God wants you to be. That's your gift to the world. God is shaping you into the version of yourself that can be the biggest benefit to the world. That one person wants you to become something. They selfishly want you to become something that'll benefit just them. Just them. It ain't gonna benefit nobody else. And that's the number one reason you must avoid shaming language. Man, shaming language is toxic. It is, man. Shaming language is not that thing that you need to have in your life. It just isn't. It's not the best thing. So I tell you, when it comes to thinking about the life that you want to build for yourself, man, it is. Man, you got to have a well made up mind. You got to be ready to let go of the things that you're holding on to. Because what you want to hold on to, what you want to grab, is going to take all of your strength, all of your fingers, both of your hands. You got to brace both of your legs. You got to brace your lower back. You got to make sure your core strength is up. You're going to have to grab a hold of it with everything you have. So everything you're holding on to, you got to let it go because your hands need to be open to grab the thing that you want. They say a bird in the hand beats two in the bush. Not if God already told you I got two for you in the bush. If God already told you them two in the bush belong to you, but I ain't gonna get y'all three of them. The two in the bush, they bigger than the one you got. Both of them bigger than the one you got. The number three sign that you are ready to pay the price for your blessed high altitude life, the expensive price, is that you detach from social media expectations that go against your grain. See, when you go against the grain, that's your grain. Social media expectations want to push you back into the grain away from your grain. Everybody goes with the grain. That's the popular thing. That's the popular road. That's the popular route. The problem is the popular route gets you to a popular destination. What's the most popular destination? Sadness, misery, dissatisfaction with life, abusing substances, taking it out on other people, sabotaging your interpersonal relationships, sabotaging your business relationships, sabotaging your health. A lot of things are the common path because that's the common road, and the majority of people travel that. The majority of people go with the grain and end up with a terrible result. The people who end up with the best result are the people that go against the grain. Going against the grain gives you your own grain. And so you detach from social media expectations that go against your grain. There are certain relationship expectations that you see on social media, online, on all media. There's certain relationship expectations. Well, times are different. I don't care about times. I'm an OG. I'm old school. I'm gonna be old school as long as I'm alive. I'm gonna be old. Well, old school ain't gonna work. Well, you see what kind of woman you find to be in a relationship with you. Then I don't care. She ain't got to be. She ain't got to be. Because everything I need from her, I can get it without even going through all of that. I don't have to change in order to get the things that I need. You think God brought me all the way here? You think he told me to be this way, made me this way, shaped me to be this way, gave me these skills, gave me these gifts so I could turn around and compromise it so I can have somebody in my life? I'm gonna compromise everything that made me who I am, that helped me get to where I am, that gave me the wisdom, understanding, and knowledge to be able to maneuver this world the way I can. You mean tell me I'm gonna give all that up for somebody and I have no idea what skills they bring, no idea what knowledge they have, no idea how they handle pressure, no idea about any of these things besides what they tell me? But that's how you know you're not ready to pay the price, because you're willing to sacrifice everything just for a relationship, just for something as fleeting as the modern relationship. Man, relationship be gone before they be dead before they start now. The average relationship, man, the average long-term relationship is 6 to 8 months. The average long-term relationship is 6 to 8 months now. You're gonna sacrifice everything for something that probably gonna end within 6 to 8 months. And I'm telling you what's real, brothers. Listen, I am telling you this. That's the average length of them. Why you think all the marriage pressure be coming within a year? Because if you don't get locked in, it ain't gonna get locked in. Also, the flexing expectation. Well, I got to see how you live your lifestyle. I got to see how you live before I believe you know what you're talking about. Man, do you know? Let me tell y'all something right now. I can go to Miami right now, rent an Airbnb. I can go rent an Airbnb for a weekend, rent a Lamborghini, pull up at that well-furnished Airbnb with the grotto in the back and the nice pool, looking like the P-Boy Mansion. I can pull up in there, film a whole lot of content. I mean, I could spend 48 hours filming content, sleeping and filming content for 2 days. Matter of fact, I can go on a Thursday, come back Monday morning, and I can spend Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday filming content. And then wake up and film myself eating breakfast in there Monday morning and have enough content to last for a whole 2 months of vlogs. And you know what? Somebody will sit and say, I believe him because look at his lifestyle. But that's the expectation. Flex, show me what you got. Let me tell you something that you don't know. I don't know what kind of car Jay-Z drives. Now that he don't rap about him, we didn't see him when he rapped about him. Outside of a video, we don't know what he drives. I don't know what Kanye drives. I don't know what Jeff Bezos drives. I don't know what Bill Gates drives. I don't know what Diddy drives. Where are these people? How do you? I don't know what Martha Stewart drives. What does Oprah drive? I know more about the car she's giving away than the car she drives. You have to understand that these expectations will keep you from focusing on the things you need to focus on. The main problem with the world is that it has many, many different factors that will keep you from focusing on the thing you need to focus on in order to start pursuing the life that you want for yourself. You don't have time for that. I spent 6 to 8 months blocking everyone who sent me anything about anytime somebody said something about me in some content. Everybody. Man, listen, I'm talking about, man, probably 150, probably 150 people. Block. Why? Because you're detrimental to the process of my progress. See, I don't have time to think about what nobody's saying negative about me. I'm on a mission. I got things I need to be accomplishing and achieving out here, man. I don't have time to play no games. It's funny you say that, famo. The next reason, the next sign that you're ready to pay the price for your blessed however to life is that you live with intent. You live with intent. Every day I wake up, I'm intent on something that has something to do with my mission. I'm intent on the step that I have planned for that day. The next day, I'm intent on the step that I have planned for that day. 6 days a week, I'm intent on the step that I have planned for that day. The seventh day, I rest. That's my intent for the 7th day, to rest. Other 6 days, I'm intent on the plan that I have to actualize every day. Don't matter what nobody else is doing. Don't matter what anyone else is saying. That's what I'm intent on. That's what my plan is. That's what my goal is. That's what I'm riding with. I have to live with intent, just as you do. Your life has to be intentional. You got two choices. You can live intentional or you can live preventional. Me, I live intentional. My life is intentional, man. I know what I want to do. I wake up every day, man, working toward it. That flexing expectation will keep you from doing that. That flexing expectation will keep you wanting to show things, will keep you wanting to listen. Now, there's a point where you master things. I watched some footage from Rick Ross car show. Didn't make me want to go buy something flashy to put in it. Didn't make me want to put what I got in it now in it. Didn't make me want to do it. I would go and just walk through as a fan of people's creativity. But as far as me, no, I don't have any intention on doing that. I don't have any intention, man, on buying, big jewelry and whole bunch of watches and all that. Cause I mean, I haven't found a watch that's as practical as my Apple Watch. My Apple Watch, the truth. It is functional. It is a functional piece of equipment. I don't buy equipment that serves no functional purpose in my life. And something that tells time is a piece of equipment. Why? Because my cell phone tells time. My MacBook tells time. My Predator, my Predator PC tells time. The microwave tells time. The television tells time. My car tells time. This a piece of machinery. A watch is a piece of machinery. If it got to have a battery in it, it's a piece of machinery. I'm not going to buy a non-functional piece of machinery. It's like buying a car without a motor in it. Going filling it up with gas. The next reason, the next sign that you are ready to pay the price for your blessed high altitude life. You stop focusing on money and start focusing on movement. You stop focusing on money and start focusing on movement. Now, by movement, I don't mean like BLM movement or no, no. I mean you start focusing on your movement. Which direction are you going? Are you going in the right direction? You start focusing on movement. Every day you wake up, you take a step forward. You start focusing on that. If you take a step forward every day, at the end of all those steps, the money is there. So don't focus on the money. Now it's hard to now once you making money, then it's hard to say, okay, you're not trying to stick to a certain bottom line. Yes, you want to make a certain profit once you start to make money. I don't mean that. I mean in the beginning. I mean when you're deciding that you want to pay the price for the life that you want. When you decide you want to pay the price for that life, you got to make some tough decisions. And one of those decisions is that you stop focusing on money and stop focusing on moving. Because here's what focusing on money would do. Focusing on money will have you doing things where you make a little bit of money, but it takes too much of your time. And then what do? You move up and you have a more expensive life. And then you need to make more money. So before you know it, you trading all of your time for money and you have no time to focus on paying the price. If you're focusing all your time on getting paid, then you ain't gonna have no time to focus on what you gotta pay to get to where you want to get. It's just look at it as effort and energy. Like you got to focus on effort and energy. Once you know what you need to be doing, you got to put all of your effort and energy into it. And that may seem, man, you put all your eggs in one basket. Yes, you put all your eggs. If all you got is one basket, 9 times out of 10, you ain't got but one basket. So how you gonna put all your eggs in two baskets? So to keep all your eggs from being in one basket, so you could go ahead and get them where they need to go, you're gonna take time, stop, go buy another basket, split the eggs up. Now it takes you longer to get there because you got two egg baskets to carry, which even if they're not heavier, they're gonna be a little bit heavier because the basket weight itself. Now you can't walk the way you were walking. You got to be a little bit more meticulous how you walk. Certain things you can't fit through. You got to move. That's just too much, man. You have to make adjustments. You can't go as fast with two baskets as you can with one. You got to focus on the process of progress, brothers. That's your primary focus, the process of progress. That's the thing that you must focus on the most every day. You got to wake up. You got to focus on the process of progress into whatever it is you're trying to do. And the people around you have to do the same. Listen, everybody deserves to have their own process of progress. But if people around you have your own progress of progress, their own process of progress, they're not focusing on yours. So what are they doing in your life? Let them go be in their own life and focus on their own process of progress. Let them go focus on their own life since it's their progress, since it's their process of progress. Let them take up their own life space with it. The number seven reason, or the number seven sign that you're ready to pay the price for your blessed high altitude life, is you put God first by putting God's word first. That's how you put God first. We always talk about put God first. You put God first by putting God's word first. You can't put him first if you don't put his word first. How you put his word first? Use his word to govern your life. The main thing that will cause you to do is resist temptation from the Jezzy spirit. You have to understand that you need to resist temptation from the Jezzy spirit. The Jezzy spirit is everywhere. It's everywhere. Y'all tune in tonight on the BOA show, man. Tonight we will talk about Blueface has a video with a bunch of pregnant girls in it. And Erica Badu has called him out, called him um, trash, and has literally invoked nature to punish him with she has invoked the spirit of the divine feminine to punish him. In other words, the craft. She's trying to invoke the spirits of the craft. But come to find out, his big pregnant girlfriend is on stage with Glorilla twerking with something really, really small on. Where's Erica Badu to call her trash? Don't worry about it. Be aware of do it. And also, that'll be the heading, but we'll learn how to identify, avoid, and resist witchcraft. You may need to know that. You need to know how to identify, avoid, and resist witches because they are all around you, brothers. They are, and there's only one way you can protect yourself from them. Only way. So let's get back into this. When you think about it, man, you have to, when you put God's word first, the first thing you do, man, I tell you, the most valuable thing you could do, the most valuable thing you can do is take a vow to Nazarite. That's the most valuable thing you can do. Take a vow to Nazarite. Because when you have actionable steps and clear goals about your blessed high altitude life, that's the perfect time for a vow to Nazarite. That's the perfect time for a Nazarite vow. Because in those steps, you have no wasted time and no wasted movements. When you have no wasted time, everything you're doing is productive to what you're doing. It's conducive to what you're doing, to what your mission is. And so that's a great time for a vow to Nazarite because you've eliminated all the people from your life that's dead weight. You've eliminated all of the things from your life that don't benefit your process. So that's a perfect time for a vow of Nazarite. Because when you have clear goals and actionable steps, your life is filled with taking those steps and pursuing those goals. So no wasted movements. Everything is a forward step. You don't step to the side. You don't just stand and walk in place. Let me tell you something, man. That's why I prefer to do cardio outside. The concept of walking in place to me, the concept of walking for an hour and not ever moving forward, I just don't like it. I don't like to look at the numbers on a machine and have that machine convince me that I'm walking. No. Even if I'm walking around the track, I'm going around the same track, but every time around is a different time around. I may see a different bird. I may see a different snake. I may see different people. I may, who knows? I may see an ant bed this time. You never know what I see. Might see a dragonfly this time. So when you think about no wasted movement, everything has to be a step forward. And once you think about that and you make sure everything you do is a step forward, every step you take must be a step forward. Every step you take must be a step forward. And if it's not a step forward, then you are wasting time. You are running in place, man. You are walking in place. You're walking in place. Now, when you talk about putting God first, it does two things. You resist temptation from the Jezzy spirit, and you also don't keep the company of wicked men. You don't keep the company of wicked men. You have to understand, hey man, regardless of what somebody's accomplished in their life, if they are not righteous, you cannot keep the company with them because you are relying on God's guidance. You are relying on God to keep your feet. You are relying on God to carry you when times get rough and you can't carry yourself. You are relying on God for a bunch of things. And so you must understand that you have to do your part. And your part is resisting the temptation from the Jezzy spirit and also not keeping the company of wicked men. That is your part in this. And you got to do your part. You got to hold your weight in this thing, brothers. You got to hold your weight in this thing. That is your job. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. The next sign that you're ready to pay the price for your blessed high altitude life. You are not tied to any particular environment. That means that if you come from a bad environment, you're not tied to it. You don't feel like you need to be loyal to it. If your parents were good parents, you don't feel like you need to be loyal to their household. Let me tell you something, man. Loyalty is what you have for yourself. It's your parents' job to take care of you. Do you want to look out for them sometime? Fine, you can. But here's the thing: if they looked out for you and prepared you like they gave you the best opportunity, man, they don't need your help. Think about that. They don't need your help. If you want to do something for them just because you're just being a good offspring, you're just being a good child, you're going to go ahead and you're going to look out for your parents just because you want to. But that whole thing about feeling obligated, you're not obligated. You don't have to be tied to any particular environment because the reality is, I know you heard the saying, it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. That's the truth. You have to know in your mind and your spirit and your heart that if you need to go somewhere else, you can get there. I don't care what you got to do here. The bottom line is, man, that people, everybody got to suffer through something. So the people who might have to struggle a little bit or suffer a little bit while you go take this next step, they're the ones that are going to benefit the most. You got to think about the people who are harmed the most or find the most detriment in a move you make away from them are the people who benefit the most from a move you make toward them. And so you got to remember that. Like nothing is going to be perfect. There are going to be times where everything is great. There'll be time where everything is not great. There'll be time when things benefit you. There'll going to be time when things don't benefit you. There'll going to be time when you support things. There'll going to be other time when you don't support those things. That's just the reality of life. We're humans. Your allegiance is based on where God wants you to be. That's what it better be based on. Your allegiance to any particular place better be based on where God wants you to be and where your blessings are. That's what it better be based on. If it's based on anything else, you're defeating the purpose of even going to that place. It's wasted effort. Don't waste your time, effort, and energy doing things, man. You ain't got no business doing. Focus. Focus. That's all you got to do, man. Just focus. Keep your mind on what it need to be on. Focus on the thing you need to focus on. Hold on, man. I'm tripping. Now, here's another thing. You show no favoritism for people, no matter what. That's a strong, man, that's a strong trait to have. You show no favoritism to people no matter what. Because family and friends who are dead weight get left. You can't afford to carry dead weight. Listen, your goal and your ability to get there has an expiration date on it. Not the goal itself, but your willingness to do what it takes to get there has an expiration date. At some point in life, you're gonna give up on it. That point may be 20 years from now, but at some point in life, if you haven't gotten any closer to it, you're gonna give up on it. It's just gonna be a dream. See, there's goals and then there's dreams. A goal has actionable steps and you're pursuing it. A dream is something that you want to set a goal to do, or that you need to set a goal to do. So you show no favoritism. And the thing is, everyone has to contribute to the process of your progress. Everyone around you has to contribute. Anyone who's not contributing to the process of your progress is what? What's that thing we call dead weight? They are dead weight, man. And nothing you can do about it. Everyone has to contribute to the process of your progress in some kind of way. In some kind of way. Got a couple super chats here, man. Let me see. Weez Bowski, appreciate the dub. Going fishing, not stressing over no bills or bras on this lovely day. Man, that's real right there, boy. That's man, that fishing, man. Boy, I might do that myself after this. Ray Allen, appreciate the fireball, man. Blessings, Doc. I gotta have action with the plan. Can't be afraid to start at one. Man, you look, you gotta look forward to starting at one. We all start at one. I tell you what, starting at one better than starting at zero. You know what I'm saying? We all got to start at one. To fear starting at one is to fear starting at all. Ray Allen again, appreciate the $2, man. What's good, brothers? Famo, D Flames, SJ3. Salute, man. Salute. So I say this to y'all as well, man. When you understand that in order to make the sacrifices and pay the price, and when you're ready to pay the price for your blessed high of two life, you're already making sacrifices. If you're not making sacrifices to start paying the price for that life, you ain't ready to pay the price for it. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's no need to start pursuing that life if you're not willing to pay the price for it, because you're gonna quit. You're gonna quit, and if you quit enough time, you're gonna give up. Quitting and giving up ain't the same thing. You could quit for a day, but when you give up, it's a wrap. It's a wrap when you give up. It's a tough thing too, man. Boy, it's a tough thing. It'll ride your wave, boy, all kind of crazy, man. It's a tough thing. So you already make a sacrifice. You already sacrifice easy, fast money. We all know ways to get easy, fast money, but we also know that easy, fast money come with possible negative. Riverboat down there, man. So you also know that easy, fast money comes with consequences and repercussions that making money the legit way don't come with. Easy, fast money. And there's some fast ways to make legit money too, but you know what I mean. Easy, fast money. Doing something illegal to make money. Doing something risky, doing something dangerous, doing something that could cost you everything to make a little bit of money. You're already sacrificing they come your way, you just turn them down. You ain't even worrying about none of that. And also easy, fast women. Yes. Listen, man. There are some easy ones where you can have all the fun you want to with minimal effort and minimal input. But what's that say about you? What's that say about you? If that's what you need her to be. It says a lot, doesn't it? Just remember, man, when you're tired of being stuck in place, tired of being stuck in the same place, it's time for you to start making up your mind that you're ready to pay the price for your blessed high altitude life. You know where you want to be, and it has consumed you. Until you get to the point where getting to where you want to be consumes you, you're not ready to pay the price for it. I mean, the desire to be there has to consume you, man. You got to dream about it. You got to eat it. You got to sleep it. You got to think it. You got to read it. You got to cry it. You got to laugh it. Boy, you have to understand that thing got to be in you so strongly that you're consumed by it. And that's when you know you're ready to pay the price. Because once you're consumed by something, you'll pay the price for it. You'll pay the price for it. So, again, 10 signs you're ready to pay the price for your blessed high altitude life. Number one, you stop being controlled by your five senses. What you see, hear, taste, smell, and feel doesn't move you or control you anymore. You know, you've done away with the majority of those things, not all of them, that give you those particular sensations in those areas. Number two, you stop caring what people say about you. You're not affected by shaming language anymore. You never worry about becoming what someone else wants you to be due to their shaming language. None of us is perfect. So we all must embrace imperfections, differences. Number three, you detach from social media expectations that go against your grain. See, things that go with the grain is what everybody does. Going against the grain, like you meet a woman, man, they got an all natural body, no tattoos, man, everything right on her, man. She don't wear no makeup. She ain't got no chemicals in her hair, none of that. She been going against the grain. She been going against the grain her whole life. That's her grain. You don't find that grain all the time. That's her grain. Also, so when you think about the relationship expectation, people want you to do a certain thing. They want you to be a certain way. They want you to, interact with someone a certain way. They want you to allow certain things. They want you to overlook certain things. They want you to do a bunch of things when it comes to relationship expectations. And also with the flexing expectation, everybody just show everything they got. Let me ball. Let me show you how I ball. Let me do this right here. Let me show you I just bought this chick. Let me show you, everything is on social media now. And you just can't let that affect you. Number four, you have clear goals and actionable steps about your blessed high altitude life, which means no wasted time. Well, then that's a great time for a Nazarite vow as well. And no wasted movement. Everything you do is a forward step in the right direction. Number five, you stop focusing on money and start focusing on movement. You worry more about effort and energy than you worry about spendability. You also focus on the process of progress. That's all that matters, the process of progress. You can focus on the progress, but there's a process. You focus on the process, then you will never have to worry about the progress because the process is going to keep doing what it's supposed to do. Number six, you put God first by putting God's word first. First of all, resist temptation from the Jezebel spirit and also not keeping the company of wicked men. Number seven, you are not tied to any particular environment emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. It ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. Your allegiance is based on where God wants you to be, where your blessings are. Number eight, you show no favoritism for people, no matter what. Family and friends who are dead weight get left because everyone has to contribute to the process of your progress. Number nine, you're already making sacrifices. Easy, fast money. Don't come to me with no get rich quick scheme. Don't come to me with no way to try to flip no money. Don't come with me trying to. Nope. I'm focusing on this over here. I don't want to do that. That ain't gonna work for me. It may work for you. It ain't gonna work for me. And easy, fast women. Wait a minute. We just met. We're gonna do what? Nope. And there's two signs that she is easy and fast. And number 10, you're tired of being sick and tired of being stuck in place. You know where you want to be, and it has consumed you. Only then will you be prepared to pay the price for your blessed high altitude life. Three king detail. You have to choose between two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Son discernment. That's it, man. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. GC, Golden Child. I see you, brother. I see you. Appreciate you being in the joint. All right, man, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to slide out of here. I appreciate y'all being in here, man. Ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Middle of the day on a Sunday, man. We'll be back later on, man, to do the BOA joint, man. Y'all gonna like it. It's gonna be phenomenal, man. We're gonna take a deep dive on that. I must tell you, man, some of the things I've learned about witches, how to determine who they are, what they want, and a few other particular nuances. So y'all be looking for that, man. Hey, look, we're gonna get on out of here, man. Y'all put God first. Keep grinding and growing. SJ3, Famo, GC, Mr. O. See y'all in the building, man. Let's get ready to head on out of here, man. This one, I'll leave it up on both for about an hour, maybe. And then it's going over to the King Ray Ray channel. But honestly, it will end up on Patreon. So this one is going to Patreon. Some of these King Ray Ray joints you're seeing, man, they'll be sliding over to Patreon. But BOA and King Ray Ray got the same Patreon. So now instead of getting the content of one, you get the content of both. And I don't know, there may be others doing that, but I think I may be one of the few in this particular space that are giving you that. You go to Patreon and you get the content from two platforms, that are totally opposite platforms. You know what I'm saying? Not like I do this on one and then I switch it up just a little bit, but kind of do the same thing. We're talking about separate different things. There's two aspects to this. When we talk about being your most alpha version, that's the spiritual aspect, and then that's the physical aspect. The physical embodies the mental, emotional, and all of those things. All of those things that are housed within the body that cause the body, this to interact with life in the world a certain way. And so that's the spiritual side and the physical side. Physical side is about how to interact with women, how to interact with people, mostly women. Spiritual side is all this stuff we do over here, man. So, man, look, y'all put God first. Keep grinding and growing. I appreciate y'all brothers, man. We're going to get ready to slide on out of here. Peace.